Table Derby fans. So week 18 here in the Car Demolition League. It's all divisional games today, and it's going to be the last week of the regular season where it's actually going to be like this, where we have nothing but divisional games. On the field to start things off, we got a Central Division showdown. The Mexico City Jaguars currently leading this division with a record of 10 wins, 6 losses, no ties, and 1 overtime loss. Their opponents eliminated from playoff contention now. 5 wins, 10 losses, 1 tie, 1 overtime loss. We're talking about the Denver Mustangs. Tough season for them as they try to get things together, even mimicking the old Tampa Bay Gators just a little bit, all right? But they've been more like the Tampa Bay Gators or from Wish. So that being said, though, they are looking to take out their frustrations on the current division leaders of the Central Division, the Mexico City Jaguars. So Denver Mustangs, Mexico City Jaguars. When these two teams met on week 13, the Mustangs got a shutout win on the road against Mexico City. So now at home, we'll see if they can have just as much success. They would love to play spoiler against the divisional foe. Let's get a look at the lineups. Inquisitor leads the way for Mexico City today, followed by Charizard. At the captain spot is 48 Hours, and a 5-point gainer is Solid Snake. To the home side, it is going to be Purple Custo leading the way for the Denver Mustangs. Following him out there will be Rising Heat 2. Highlight has the captain spot, and that 5-point gainer is going to be Golden Rat. So both teams set and ready to go. You say a Tampa Bay team off a wish, but Tampa Bay has had success against Mexico City in this league. I mean, the real Tampa Bay Gators, Brandon Kuma's other team. But anyways, so just a word before we get things smashed off here, go check out the newest Anthro Championship Wrestling, ACW. It's what Brandon Kuma's doing, besides Table Derby, right? So go check it out. Some fun stuff there, but here we go. It is Inquisitor and Purple Custo leading this game off. Both cars staying up. Switching sides, and again, both cars staying alive. And this time, out of play. So, Purple Custo out of play, that's going to save Inquisitor. So, still a scoreless game here. And both cars again able to stay alive. Good matchup to start things off, and almost a flip there. Purple Custo up to the challenge. And this time, Purple Custo down. Inquisitor getting a good flip, and we've got ourselves a 5-0 game. So, folks, it will now bring out Rising Heat 2. Mexico City on top, 5-0. Inquisitor looking to get another flip. Almost did. Inquisitor getting an offensive chance, and this time again, Rising Heat 2 up to the challenge. I don't know if he wants that home side. This time, Inquisitor out of play. So, still a 5-0 game. Match continuing. And a nice move off the mesh. Rising Heat 2 able to stay alive, and yet again. And again, Rising Heat 2 under the pressure. Inquisitor coming close, quite a few times. Good spin cycles, but look at this. Rising Heat down that time. Make it 10-0 the score. Jaguars in the lead. Mexico City looking to get some revenge on the Denver Mustangs for what happened in week 13. On their way to possibly doing it is the Bakery warming up. Highlight out there trying to keep the Mustangs in this game. And of course, Inquisitor trying to seal the deal here. Almost did. Highlight able to stay up, and this time out of play. Highlight going out of play, still a 10-0 game. Not Highlight, Inquisitor was actually out of play, but comes back, and Inquisitor has a flip. And folks, donuts served for dinner. 15-0 the final score. Inquisitor goes 3-0 to start this week 18 game day, and it starts with a shutout. Huge win for Mexico City. Is able to at least stay tied for first place in the Western Conference. But if San Diego were to take a loss, or anything less than a win, then you're looking at your new conference leaders, folks. So a congrats to Mexico City there on that win, no doubt. Winning the should wins, and they get some revenge on Denver. Coming up next, we head to the Eastern Conference for the first time today. the New York Empire hosting the Toronto Titans. Stay tuned. Welcome back, Smash Heads. Our next game about to take place, and it's an interesting matchup to say the least, about a team that's having kind of a late season resurgence, the Toronto Titans, and a team that, well, right now they're in competition for the first overall pick of the 2023 draft, the New York Empire. The Empire have struggled all year. They are currently 11th place in the Eastern Conference, or should I say second to last place in the league. Currently, they would have the number 2 overall pick. New York coming into this game with a record of 4 wins, 12 losses, no ties, and 1 overtime loss. They are on the home side of the field here, set to take on the Toronto Titans, who are coming into this game with a record of 7 wins, 9 losses, no ties, and 1 overtime loss. 22 points on the season. They actually have managed to scrape their way back into the season. They were, and I mean, they're still in 10th place in the East out of 12 teams. So they are still a long shot. But when you think about this team starting, I think they were 2-8-0-1 at one time or something like that. I mean, they've really turned it on in the second half of the season here. Really been playing a lot better. But they need a win here. They're 4 points out of a playoff spot coming into this game day. If they fall 7 behind, and let's just say that Montreal were to get a win, so if they lose and Montreal wins, Toronto would be eliminated from playoff contention. Heck, even if Atlanta were to possibly get a win, or Miami were to get a win, or Buffalo, well, Buffalo's more potentially, but Toronto needs a victory. So that's the basic story. Is right now the most that they could get to is 31 points. So they got to keep that number at 31 points. They don't want to lose 3 points off of that and then potentially be eliminated. So let's get a look at the lineups. It's going to be Indy 5 leading the way for the Toronto Titans today, followed by Wen at the middleman spot. To the captain spot, it's going to be Synchro, and at 5-point gainer, it's X-Wing. To the home side, New York Empire, folks, already eliminated from playoff contention here. They lead the way with Enzo 1, followed by Rising Heat. At the captain spot will be Black Bullet 2, and at 5-point gainer, it's going to be Chameleon. You know, the Rising Heat models, really, they had a great year last year, right? But now, they have not done well. I mean, now the size of the field has been decreased. We made it a shorter field. It's more close, and it used to be wider. So not only did it used to be wider, but we used to have a different material underneath the main field. So now you see, like, we got this gym mat, right, that the field sits on top. It used to be just like this blanket, like a crochet blanket. So maybe that's having an impact on the Rising Heat model. So anyways, here we go. Game is on. And a good flip right off the bat. Toronto takes the lead quickly. Flip coming quicker than a pancake at a Waffle House on a Sunday afternoon. 5-0 Titans on top. That now brings out Rising Heat. Almost went down there. And almost again going down, but able to come back up. And this time he is down. Make it a 10-0 game. Toronto looking to keep the bakery open. I mean, I'd say Mexico City opened up the bakery, but now trying to keep the doors open on it would be the Titans. They are up 10-0 and looking for the shutout. Black Bullet 2 almost keeping his team alive. Switching sides here, and again, both cars able to stay up as this matchup continues. And a good match on hand between these two. Look at that. Black Bullet 2 almost had that flip there, but Indy 5 Junior, I should say, able to stay up. Switching sides now yet again. Trying to make it a good fight, right? You're down 10-0. You gotta try to keep your team in it, and that's what Black Bullet 2 is trying to do. And he does keep his team in it. So 10-5 now the score. As Indy 5 Junior goes down, New York is on the board, and that now brings out Wen for the Titans. Wen looking to put this game away. Black Bullet 2 trying to tie it up. Oh, we had a hard hit. For a second, I thought a wheel was lost. No, just a chip off the wheel was taken. I had to double check, folks. It's a loud clap. Wen able to stay alive there. They will keep their own sides. That was close. That was a loud, hard hit. Black Bullet 2 and Wen going at it. Two defensive cars, at least in their nature, their style. As both cars again able to stay alive. Switching sides now. Wen looking for the win. Black Bullet 2 trying to tie this game at 10 apiece. The matchup on between these two defensive specialists and make it a tie game. Wen on his side. And just like that, folks, we have ourselves a 10-10 match. Black Bullet 2 now taking on Synchro from the Titans. Synchro, he's a solid defensive car as well. Both of these teams are soft field teams, so this plays right into both of their wheelhouses, you would definitely say. And Black Bullet 2 and Synchro, here they go. Matchup underway between the two, and Synchro is down. Black Bullet 2 has brought the New York Empire back. They now have the lead. And they're trying to play spoiler here. Black Bullet 2 looking for the Captain's Day. 15-10 the score now. New York one flip away from winning. Of course, Toronto going to try to force overtime. X-Wing trying to force OT. Both cars stay up. Going at it yet again. So this match will continue, man. What a matchup. It started 10-0 Toronto, but New York fought their way back to take the lead here. And look at that piece of whatever that was, that front end, that front wing on X-Wing going flying. So the debris taken off the field here as this match continues. So it's a physical game, folks. That's all I can tell you. X-Wing getting pummeled. Trying to hang in there, though, as he takes on Black Bullet 2, and Black Bullet 2 gets the flip, and the Captain's Day is complete. 15-10 will be the final. And it is the home team, yes. It is the home team getting the win, the New York Empire. Taking down the Toronto Titans. And for the Titans, a very tough loss to take as they go 7-10-0-1. Folks, 22 points. The most points they can get now is 28 points. The team holding on to that last playoff spot right now has 26 points in the East. So, if whoever's in that 6 seed could be above that 28-point mark, like if Montreal got a win per se, that would eliminate the Toronto Titans. I have to look at head-to-head matchups between them and Miami and Atlanta to see how those situations work out. But both Miami and Atlanta have really tough matchups today, so nothing's a gimme as far as that goes. But that being said, we are going to head back to the Western Conference. Our next match on tap, the San Francisco Shinobis on the road to take on the San Diego Lightning. It's Northern California versus Southern California, folks. Stay tuned. Welcome, Smash Heads, back to the soft field, and the whole game day actually on soft field today. Well, day 1 of 2. Day 2 will all be on hard field, but another divisional matchup. This one from the Pacific Division. We've got the San Francisco Shinobis. 7 wins, 8 losses, 1 tie, and 1 overtime loss. On the road to take on the San Diego Lightning. 10 wins, 6 losses, no ties, and 1 overtime loss. We got the first place team in the Western Conference trying to hang on to the conference's top spot and get a step closer to clinching a playoff spot. For the San Francisco Shinobis on the road here, they need a win desperately. They were able to beat San Diego the first time they met up, but they need to be able to do so again. They have 24 points in the standings. They're 5 points out of a playoff spot. They can't afford to give up the 3 points that they could get here today. Only being able to get another 6 points would only put them up to 30. And like Chicago and Houston, they got the 5th and 6th seeds, the final 2 playoff spots. They currently have 29 points. So San Francisco, the Shinobis, that close to being eliminated from playoff contention. Here in Week 18, with just 3 game days left in the regular season, it is go time, to say the least. And of course, San Diego, what else can be said? They are trying to win the Pacific Division and take the number 1 seed heading into the playoffs. So, big match for both teams. Let's get a look at the lineup. Starting with the visiting side. Lila Geysers, San Francisco Shinobis. They lead the way today with Zapper. Trying to draw Zap out from the AI, right? But no, Zapper will get the front runner spot, followed by 24 Hours at the middleman spot. To the captain spot, it's Spectite Jr. for the Shinobis, and at 5-point gainer, Black Bullet 1. To the home side, we got El Rey leading the way for the San Diego Lightning today. Coming out second, the AI has selected Futurama. San Diego, the only team being run by AI this season. I might do this more with more teams for the league-operated side because San Diego's doing pretty well, right? You see how easy it is to be a team owner, right? Not always that easy, folks. Anyhow, coming out next is Zapper at the captain spot. So, that's kind of weird. Usually you match up with whoever the other team's got, but they decided not to. And at 5-point gainer would be Rocket Power for the Lightning. Now, keep in mind, San Diego did lose to San Fran the first time, so maybe there's something to do with that. But this time, they have the last change, as home teams do. And the last time they met, San Fran, a Hartfield team, rather, if I remember correctly. I think San Francisco is a Hartfield team. Yes, they are. So, San Francisco was in their element. San Diego was not. San Diego definitely a build soft field team. Or is San Fran Hartfield. So two different elements, like two different planets, like a rocky surface and a gas giant. Okay, maybe that's not the best way to put it. But anyways, here we go. Game is on. Zapper taking on El Rey to start things off. They switch sides here, and now El Rey getting the good flip. Zapper is down. 5-0 San Diego. 24 Hours now out there for the visiting Shinobis. 5-0 Lightning on top. And it's a tie game right there. El Rey just couldn't handle the mesh. 24 Hours takes him down. And just like that, folks, we are tied at 5. So that now brings out Futurama, the first bit of defensive approach for the Lightning, and it works. 24 Hours down, Futurama gets the good flip. 10-5 San Diego, and now the Lightning one flip away from getting a win here. Spectite Jr. trying to tie this game up for the Shinobis. Almost got the flip there. Both cars able to stay up, and yet again, breaking maneuvers, both sides. I tell you what, Futurama's getting some solid hits too. Getting the balance a little shaky for Spectite Jr., but he's hanging on so far. Switching sides now. Who will this benefit more? Both cars able to stay up. Switching back to their own sides, and this time play it like it's flat. El Rey still in this, or not El Rey. Futurama still in this game. Up against the wheels, against the mesh. It's like having your foot on the rope in a wrestling match, basically. These two go at it. Oh, what a move by Futurama. He's able to stay in it. And again, both cars staying alive. And what a match on hand between these two defensive cars. That time we had no contact. Back to the sides that they started that on. And look at this. Both cars able to stay up. And again, a bad roll there. And I think it's because of Spectite Jr.'s front wheels. They are starting to bend, chip away. They're being worn on. And I mean, that's what this game does to these toy cars. It wears them down. Pieces break. And eventually, they don't roll quite the same. This is why we don't have launchers, and it's over right there. Game is done. I mean, we want high impacts that are damaging, that are bone crushing, and launchers can't really do that so much anyway. You know, maybe they can under slow-mo, or they look better under slow-mo, but needless to say, 15-5, it is the final score. The San Diego Lightning getting a huge win over the San Francisco Shinobis. The Lightning hang on to first place in the West. It's still a tie between them and Mexico City. Both teams with 34 points. But San Diego beat Mexico City in overtime this season, so guess who owns the tiebreaker, right? So San Diego remains on top of the Western Conference with that win, and for San Francisco, they might be eliminated from the playoffs today. As I said, the most they can get is 30 points. So if whoever's in the 6th seed spot by the end of this game day or the end of this week, if they're above 30, San Francisco would be eliminated. But that being said, we head back to the Eastern Conference for the next game, to the Atlantic Division, as a matter of fact, for the first time today. We've got the Atlanta Avengers, looking to be the only team that goes 2 for 2 against the Philadelphia Demons this season, and they'll have the chance to do that. They host the Philadelphia Demons next. Welcome back, Smash Heads. Back to the Eastern Conference we go. First match from the Atlantic Division here today. We've got the Atlanta Avengers hosting the Philadelphia Demons. Now, when these two teams met in Week 13, the Avengers gave the Demons their first loss in over 400 days. So, Atlanta, the team that ended that long streak, and today, though, they come in with the record of 8 wins, 8 losses, no ties, 1 overtime loss. And, folks, they are sitting outside of the playoffs looking in right now. But with the win, hey, they could knock out the Toronto Titans with the victory if they could do it again. Could they beat Philly twice? Going to be tough to do. The Philadelphia Demons, 15 wins, 1 loss in regulation, no ties, and 1 loss in overtime. So 15, 1-0-1. They are coming off of an overtime loss, looking to recover the same way that they did from losing to these guys here. So I would definitely say the Philadelphia Demons on a mission to get back on the win track. And plus, they know a win here today will clinch them the Cobb Award. And for the past 2 years, the team that won the Cobb Award won the Crash Bowl. So I think they want to do that. So a win would do that here for them. And a win for Atlanta would knock Toronto out of the playoff hunt. So both teams with the purpose, because, hey, the less teams in the hunt, the better chance you got, right? At least that'd be the standard reasoning. But going to be tough for Atlanta because Philly is undefeated on the road this season. Let's see what they bring to the field today. Their lineup, they lead the way with High Tech, followed by Hammer Jr. At the captain spot, going to be Silver Molina, and that 5-point gainer is Red Spectite. The lineup of doom, as it's called, keeping things the exact same. They are not changing a thing. They got faith in it. To the home side, we got Solar Reflex leading the way for the Atlanta Avengers, followed by Frost Jet at the middleman spot. To the captain spot, it's Mika, and at 5-point gainer, it's going to be Who. Now, keep in mind, when Atlanta beat Philly 15-0, it was a shutout, folks. It was Mika that got all 3 flips. He's going to be that kind of final boss sitting at the captain spot today. Atlanta going to see if the rest of their team can kind of pitch in on this. They are on a soft field, after all, favoring defense a little bit more. So, Shane Geisers, Philadelphia Demons, Matt Geisers, Atlanta Avengers. It's a father-son matchup. Shaney, the son of Maddie. And both of these team owners trying to get a big win here today. Means a lot to both teams, I would definitely say, to get a victory here if they could get it. And just like that, High Tech on the first collision takes down Solar Reflex. And that will now bring out Frostjet. 5-0 Philly taking that quick lead. Frostjet now taking on High Tech. Frostjet is a rookie, in case you didn't know. Getting knocked back a couple of times as he tries to hang on here against High Tech, and able to hang on. Good defensive maneuver, switching sides, and out of play he goes. Frostjet the car out of play there, still 5-0. Demons in the lead. Make it 10-0 just like that. Philly looking for some revenge on the road here. And they have a 10-0 lead, but now enter Mika, the car that was able to take down that whole front line of the Demons the last time that they played. Could we see a captain's day? Could it happen? Oh, able to stay up there was High Tech. Switching sides with Mika here. High Tech and Mika is down. High Tech gets the flip, 15-0. I should actually do it this way because Philly's the road team, 15-0. Donuts served for dinner, folks, and revenge. Blah. Revenge, a dish best served cold, I guess, if I can get past my tongue tie there. But the Philadelphia Demons getting the victory on the road, and a lot of revenge on the Atlanta Avengers. Atlanta and Miami, both teams with tough schedules the remainder of the way. I mean, Miami's got to play Philadelphia next. So that goes to show you. And then they got to play Gowanda afterwards, right? So, of course, we're talking about week 19 and 20. Of course, Miami playing against Puerto Rico tomorrow. Well, actually, not tomorrow, Wednesday. We're going to do the recording and the posting for that video. But anyways, huge win for the Philadelphia Demons, and a congrats to Shane Geiser and the Demons, defending world champions. Once again, they have clinched the Cobb Award. They have the best regular season record in 2022, and they will have the number 1 seed in the East, and they will have home field advantage throughout the playoffs. So, again, congratulations. Let's bring them all out. And congratulations to this team, defending world champions, the Philadelphia Demons. So, folks, that's it. Just such a huge win right there for them. And Toronto kind of breathing a sigh of relief with that, right? If you're a Toronto Titans fan. But, because, hey, you still got a chance, right? That being said, though, Philadelphia, a big win there, taking the Cobb Award. And that's pretty much going to send us back out to the West for the day. Well, not for the rest of the day, but for the next game at least. A team that is pretty dominant in the Western Conference. And you know what? A team that has failed to lose the Crash Bowl, or failed to not win a Crash Bowl, the year after Philadelphia won it. The Los Angeles Blades on the road to take on the Nevada Thunder. That match is next. Welcome back, Smash Heads. Back to the Western Conference here. And I was giving off a kind of fun little tidbit or CDL trivia there at the end of the last game, or at the conclusion. Every time the Philadelphia Demons have won the Crash Bowl in the past, the team to win it the very next year was the team we have on the road here, the Los Angeles Blades. Folks, they are 3 for 3 thus far and looking to go 4 for 4. They are currently the 3rd seed in the Western Conference, coming in with a record of 10 wins and 7 losses on the road. They can't move up in the standings today, as of course 1st and 2nd place in the West both got wins, but they are trying to hang on to that 3rd seed right now. As of course, they ain't in by much. The Western Conference, very close. This team, with those 10 wins, they have 30 points on the standings, just 5 points behind them. The Nevada Thunder with a record of 7 wins, 8 losses, 1 tie, 1 overtime loss. Is that 1 tie and 1 overtime loss? Or my mistake. I'm sorry, folks. 8 wins, 8 losses, no ties, and 1 overtime loss. The Nevada Thunder. So I wasn't sounded right? But 8-0-1. They have 25 points on the season. They're just 5 points back. So, but yet they are down towards the bottom of the conference, like in 8th or 9th place right now, as a matter of fact. They were just barely ahead of San Francisco coming into this game day. So the points are crucial for this Thunder team. And hey, they lost on the road against LA. Now at home, they look to get back at them and gain some much needed points. Big game for both sides, to say the least. Playoff kind of atmosphere for this one, no doubt about it. Let's get a look at the lineups. For Alex Johnson's Los Angeles Blades, they lead the way with Pink Indy Jr., followed by Cove Light. At the captain spot, it's going to be Greelina, and at 5-point gainer is Green Blaze Jr. To the home side, Purple Fire will be the car leading the way today for the Nevada Thunder, followed by Grid Tech, number 1 overall pick of the 2022 draft. At the captain's spot, a car that used to play for Alex Johnson, that is Black Lena, and at 5-point gainer, it's going to be 7 series for the Thunder. The Thunder, a league-operated team, in case anyone is interested in knowing the CDL team. The Nevada Thunder would be one of those teams available for you to take charge of, basically. Comments are there, folks, right? Oh. Something to look into, perhaps. So here we go. Los Angeles and Nevada Pacific Division Showdown, 15-5, the first meeting. LA got the win in Week 13 against this team. But they were home on that day, but now they got the home side of the field. But look at this, 5-0, Nevada taking the lead to start things off. You know, the playoff race is close. It really is. I mean, LA is only maybe 2 points to the good right now. And I'm just thinking about it, or actually 3 points to the good. So I'm trying to remember the last time LA missed the playoffs. And folks, I can't remember. They've been that solid of a team, always making the playoffs, it seems like. As Cove Light tries to tie this game up. Purple Fire out there, trying to get that 10-0 lead, couldn't do it. Purple Fire down, former Tampa Bay Gator, as a matter of fact. Purple Fire taken out by Cove Light. Cove Light even in this match at 5 apiece. Enter Grid Tech now for the Thunder. Nevada and LA, two rivals from the Western Conference. Been going at it a long time, as a matter of fact. Remember that Western Conference Championship match in 2002? Nevada getting that upper hand on LA in that game and going on to win their one and only Crash Bowl 6. And look at this, they have a lead here. Cove Light down, Grid Tech, the rookie, getting a big flip right there that gives Nevada a 10-5 lead. Enter Greelina, looking to keep the Blades in this game. So, of course, Nevada trying to get what would be a huge win if they could get it. Not going to happen there. Grid Tech taken down quickly by Greelina. And just like that, folks, we are tied at 10. And we got quite the matchup. Greelina, Blacklina about to go at it. Clearly, Greelina, the green painted car, black painted car, that would be Blacklina. So here we go. Two cars that are exactly the same model. So I had to do that to kind of eliminate some confusion because they are the same model of car and they're both down right there. And folks, as Rick Jenneret would say, we are headed into overtime. Between the Thunder and the Blades, we head to OT as Blacklina and Greelina took each other out. And that will bring out Green Blaze Jr. for the Blades and 7 series for the Thunder. Both these teams going for those big points, and it's going to be Nevada getting the win, 20-15 in OT. The Smash Mouth 7 series taking down the defensive Green Blaze Jr. And folks, no doubt about it, a huge win for the Thunder there, a big 3 points. You know, they say Smash Mouth has a slight advantage on. It's almost like offense beats Smash Mouth, like aerodynamics beats Smash Mouth beats defense, and defense beats aero. It's like rock, paper, scissors sometimes. At least it's how it works in theory. And in this case, it worked exactly to theory. 20-15 the final in OT. The Thunder getting the win in overtime. The Blades do get a point, though. So I think they're 4 points to the good as of now. We'll see where they are by the end of Week 18. As, of course, there's no more Western Conference matchups for the rest of today. As a matter of fact, we are heading into our last matchup, our Day 1 feature, and it is coming up next. The Montreal Monarques hosting the Buffalo Warriors. Folks, that is a big one in the Eastern Conference playoff race. I'll explain more when we come back, so stay tuned. Welcome back, Smash Heads. It is finally time for our Day 1 feature here in the Car Demolition League on Week 18. Big Northeast Division showdown right here. Huge playoff implications in the Eastern Conference with this matchup, to say the least. On the road today with a record of 7 wins, 8 losses, no ties, and 2 overtime losses, we have the Buffalo Warriors. On the road here, big match for them. They are 3 points behind their opponents today. The team currently holding on to that last seed in the Eastern Conference right now, Lila Geyser's Montreal Monarques. The Monarques coming in here with a record of 8 wins, 7 losses, no ties, and 2 overtime losses. Big game for Montreal because if they can get the win in regulation, they would eliminate both Toronto and Buffalo from the playoff hunt. So, Huge matchup here, and plus they could gain a valuable 3 points on Atlanta, who came into this game day just 1 point behind them. Currently is, of course, 8-7-0-2. We're 26 points. So a big game for Montreal as they look to basically eliminate 2 competitors and put Atlanta on the brink as well and put themselves in a really good position to possibly take that Eastern Conference 6th seed. When these 2 teams met on Week 13, the Buffalo Warriors got the win at home. Of course, they play on a hard field at home, and they were able to do it in overtime. So a big matchup here. Buffalo much in need of a win. Their season's kind of on the line here, so to speak. So let's get a look at the lineups. The Buffalo Warriors, league-operated team, lead the way with Yellow Custom today, followed by Tyrell. At the captain spot is What for Buffalo, and a 5-point gainer is Cloud Cutter. To the home side, the Montreal Monarques lead the way with Blue 512, followed by 46 Jr. at the middleman spot. To the captain spot, it's Padawan, and that 5-point gainer, it's going to be Monty Jr. A very heavy team, I would say maybe, if they're not the heaviest, they are one of the heaviest teams in the CDL, and I'm talking about the Monarques. So, in theory, this might work for them going up against a team that has a lot of aerodynamic offense, like the Buffalo Warriors. Buffalo needs the offense to produce, so does Montreal. So here we go. Game on, a little clip shot, and a good flip right there. Make it 5-0 Montreal off of the clip shot. Yellow Custom down. That will now bring out Tyrell for the Warriors. 5-0 Les Monarques in the lead here at home. And almost had a flip to make it 10-0 there, and make it 10-5 as both Tyrell and Blue 512 are down. We got a 10-5 game. So, and I actually got that backwards. Aerodynamics is actually supposed to work against heavyweight, and heavyweight's supposed to work against defensive. So, and you know what though? I tell you what, it worked in Montreal's favor there because they took down the aerodynamic offense that Buffalo offered. So maybe I'm wrong. You see, folks, I don't know everything. Anyhow, 46 Jr. out there looking to get the win for Les Monarques, and what is out there for the Buffalo Warriors trying to tie this game up? Here we have Smash Mouth against defense. What is the defensive car able to stay alive there, trying to hang on? 46 Jr. trying to get the win. And coming close to doing so. He's a heavyweight car. Has the advantage perhaps, but not that time. What gets the flip? And Buffalo has tied this game at 10. So now that will bring out the defense for Montreal. Basically, everything I told you at the end of the last game is turning out to be wrong in this matchup. You can't predict what's going to happen any given game day here in the Car Demolition League, to say the least. Padawan and What now going at it. Game tied at 10. So both cars staying up here as they continue to go at it. And it's 2 defensive cars battling it out. And, Padawan able to just barely stay alive. And again, both cars able to stay up here. So they've switched sides. And off the mesh, that time, What is staying up. And this time, What goes out of play. So What goes out of play, and Padawan almost had him. But the game's still tied at 10. Padawan and What going at it. Some more. Both these teams. Oh, that is a good flip, and Padawan has been shattered apart here. 15-10 Buffalo is going to be in the lead. And that is a tough hit here. Look at this. My goodness, Padawan just got shattered, broken, and busted open here. He's going to need some repair, folks. He was flipped, though. Both his underbody, his chassis there, and the top cover of his car were flipped, so it is a flip. And basically, we look at the underbody, right? That's the basic thing that we look at, is the underbody. No question there, they were both flipped. But 15-10, Buffalo in the lead, and they are looking for a win. Now, Buffalo, with the win here, they would have the regular season tiebreaker on Montreal. So they would actually move ahead of Les Monarques in the standings, and either would be in 6th place or maybe in 7th. Depends on what Miami is able to do against Puerto Rico when they play tomorrow. 15-10 here, Buffalo in the lead, but that brings out Monty Jr. for the Monarques. He's trying to send this game into overtime. Smash Mouth heavyweight. In theory, going up against a defensive car, he can really put him on the ropes. We'll see what happens here. Monty Jr. trying to send this game into overtime. What? Trying to get the win? Oh, both cars able to stay up, switching sides. I don't know who wants what side more. Ooh, do a barrel roll, but able to stay alive. And again, both cars staying in this thing. Game on the line. Almost a flip there. What? Staying alive, though. Buffalo needs his defense to be impenetrable right now. They really need this car to come out for them. And, of course, Montreal needs Monty Jr. And that time, a clip shot. Both cars staying alive. Going at it some more. And we are heading into overtime for the second time in Week 18 is what is down. So, this makes things very interesting because Buffalo can't be eliminated now if they were to lose today. 29 points basically to, 29 points compared to 23 points. I mean, they'd be on the edge. But then it would come to further tiebreakers between Buffalo and Montreal. So this is a big collision right here. We'll see what happens. Buffalo much in the need of the win. And Montreal, if they lost this game, they would at least be able to stay 1 point ahead of Buffalo. So that is Cloud Cutter out there. I should have announced him before I smashed him into Monty Jr. here. As both cars stay up a couple of times. And this time, Monty Jr. has the flip, and the Montreal Monarques have the win, 20-15 in overtime. Huge win for the Monarques, and for Buffalo, though, that point might be a bigger point than what we think, because as Montreal goes to 29 points in the standings, that puts Buffalo now to 24 points, as a matter of fact. Yeah, 24 points. So they're only 5 points back as of this point. So 5 points back with 6 points left on the table for the rest of the year. So Buffalo actually does stay alive despite losing today in overtime. But, folks, they're on the brink. Montreal wins one more game. Buffalo's eliminated. Buffalo doesn't get a win in their next game. They're eliminated. So Buffalo brought to the brink. And it's official. The Toronto Titans have been eliminated from the Eastern Conference playoff hunt. So that much is official. So Toronto eliminated, and Buffalo, because they did get a point today, they just barely hang on. And these two teams on tiebreaker, man, they're even. They both beat each other in overtime, so we have to go to divisional records if it came to that. But that being said, folks, I thank you so much for watching. James Hulse Jr. here, owner of the CDL and creator of it, and Table Derby for that matter. Urging you to play the game yourself, and hoping that you enjoyed the game day, and hopefully you'll join us on Wednesday when we'll have more games out there for you. We got some big hard-field matchups that are going to be happening on Wednesday, including Seattle going up against Phoenix, Miami taking on Puerto Rico, and then, of course, our main event from the West, the Houston Oilers, going to be hosting the Detroit Devils. Huge matchups, folks, but that does it. Until then, take care of yourselves, be yourselves. Much love as always. Peace. Like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.